instead. And as you touched on earlier, Pat, Anduaga, he plays a little bit of a coaching role in this team and is certainly showing early on his experience.
Yeah, I like Virginia Tech's 9-10 connection between Hamburger and Duaga. They're able to play with a little bit more expansion and openness than maybe the entire team's average skill set would allow, because those two guys are so good.
St. Joe's back hot on attack here. Woods puts it to boot again. Space there deep in the 22 as it rolls towards the Virginia Tech try line. Under all sorts of pressure to exit here through Brandon Eng. Man out of sophomore. Blocks him. Looking to exit here through Anduaga. Sends it deep. Doesn't get much distance on it, and St. Joe's here looking for the counter attack. Tommy O'Connell takes it into contact. Stein finds Slatchev out of Newtown, Pennsylvania. Stein again off to Woods. He goes himself. Running hard at this Hokies defensive line. Here's Griffin. Strong meters in contact strongly. Here are the Hawks. Homan. Woods gets the offload away to Brendan Heffernan. And we'll come back for the penalty advantage. Not really going anywhere on that one. So offside is the call, and another opportunity here for St. Joe's to extend their lead early on in this one. Around about 17 and a half minutes gone.
It's a huge opportunity. You really haven't done, not a lot of meters gained with ball in hand yet, and to be able to take more than a try's lead potentially, if he's able to put this one through the sticks, that would be a great outcome early on here for the Hawks. Virginia Tech, they just need to calm down a little bit, hold on to the ball, be a little bit more precious with ball in hand, and then on defense, be a little bit more patient. They're doing great when they're turning the ball over in the breakdown. St. Joe's gets high up into those phases, phase 5, 6, 7, 8, which they haven't really gotten to because the Hokies have been on top of that ball quite often. The higher they get up there, the slower they're going to be in resourcing that ruck.
And the strike is pretty decent, but the radar just not on for that one. So 3 points to nothing. The score stays, and Virginia Tech will line up for the 22-meter dropout. The Hawks still maintaining a 3-0 lead over the Hokies. And Anduaga gets us back underway with a heaving drop kick. That is a magnificent strike, and straight back on the attack here are the Hawks. Stein. It's taken into contact around about the halfway meter mark. And here's Griffin. Looking to play quickly here are the Hawks. And again, Woods opts to go deep into the 22. It's collected at the back here by Ing. That is Brandon Ing. Again, silky footwork by the back three for Virginia Tech. And again, wrapped into contact there. Woods having to make the defense of play. And again on through Paul Cardoni. Hamburger off to Anduaga. Puts it to boot. Spot space again, but it's at the back here for Tommy O'Connell. Off to Stein. Fisher taking it into contact and driven equally as hard by the Hokies. Here's Tom DeRosa on the flank, taking up the kicking duties today for the Hawks. Lance Forbo. A little bit of hot potato play. Someone opting to play soccer, and it's back for the Hokies. And the penalty as well. Offside is the call by the referee, and the correct decision as well. That ball was just kicked forward in an offside position. So a great opportunity for the Hokies to really mount some pressure back on the Hawks.
Again, Virginia Tech doing it in the breakdown, causing enough pressure to force the Hawks to let that ball squirt loose in the back of the ruck and create that opportunity for that penalty.
And the Hokies will have the line out deep inside the 22 of the Hawks. A pretty decent touch finder, sets up a real opportunity to see what Virginia Tech have got from set piece. Here we go through Sravalin, back to Anduaga. Midfield play here. Again through Caspian Bailey, driving his legs hard into contact. And just losing the ball forward is Hunter Danasi. Fisher on the counter-attack here through Will Griffin. Right back in the hands of the Hawks after the mistake, looking to exit. Connor Homan. Woods charged down and trying to clean up the scraps. Are the Hokies a little bit of space if they can get it to the left edge and breaking through. Immediately is Will Ritchie. And the referee wants to have a little bit of a word.
Hey, Mike.
See what eventuates here, Pat.
Quick question.
I think it might be on the ball carrier here. Looked like maybe a hand to the face, some kind of illegal stiff arm is what's going to happen here to the Hokies. It was a great run,
Can I take a crack
but
at
looks like the sir took issue with one of the levers he used to break free.
Chris O'Shea.
Well, Will Ritchie, he's had some lovely touches so far for the Hokies, really punching through this Hawks line when he gets hands on the ball. And the penalty will be awarded to St. Joe's, as you touched on there. A little bit of illegal play, and the Hawks will opt for touch, and they don't find it. So back on attack here is Virginia Tech. A bit of space out wide if they can move it to there. Here's Ritchie again. Finds his opposite in the form of Moshella. Hamburger. Finds Jack Murphy, the senior out of Pennsylvania as well. Goes. Anduaga. Finds Brandon Ng. Pass wide to Curtis Sravalin. Driving his legs hard into contact. Almost brought into touch, but does well to stay in the field of play. Here's Frank McGuire. Anduaga. Backdoor play. The Hokies looking to punch through, and they almost sneak through the tackle, but just lost forward there. Again.
Run it straight, you punch. Virginia Tech won the collision point, but did not win the possession there as they knocked it on. Definitely a great hard-charging run there from the midfielder, but you got to hold on to the pill when you do it.
Oh, exactly right, Pat. A couple of handling errors really costing Virginia Tech at the moment. They certainly look the goods with ball in hand, but execution not quite on at the moment. And St. Joe's will get the ball handed right back into them. They'll look to exit, no doubt.
It's been Virginia Tech's best real foray into the attacking end here. They've had a couple of stubs of the toe to stop it short here with the knock-on and previously the penalty.
And here, St. Joe's back on attack through Brendan Heffernan. In his senior year, a bit of messy ball, but Woods connects with it pretty well, and it's sent round about the halfway mark. Here's Brandon in. He's with his it's 1, 2, the 15. He's got butter on his feet today. He's just sloping around the defenders. Lovely stuff. And Virginia Tech are hot on attack here through Hamburger. Off to Anduaga. Finds Tyler Poole. Anduaga again. Messy ball at the back to Will Ritchie, who is forced to take it into contact himself. They've really lost some meters here of the Hokies as Hunter Danisi tries to regain what they lost. Anduaga puts up the up and under. Lovely touch there by Quinn. Here goes for the Hawks. Beats one but can't get the pass away cleanly, and well, that was a critical tackle needed to be made there, Pat, because Fanache almost had a clean run home.
Yeah, Quinn Fanache, I don't know that he expected to be in as much open space as he found himself in after that high ball, but it was a great take from him. Even though they don't have the ball, that's a good turn of events. It's a great outcome for the Hawks. They're able to change field position here, and the Hokies have had trouble really running the ball for very many meters. It's mostly been kick and then gather. They pinned him back deep again.
And back on attack here are the Hokies as they punch it up the middle through Frank Maguire. Hamburger back to Anduaga, and again looks to clear. Deep into the Hawks half and back on the counter attack here through Tommy O'Connell. Stein gets it off to Woods. Flat pass off to his number one, Jackson Clayton. Etching towards the halfway meter mark are St. Joe's. Woods goes for the touch, but that, my friend, is out on the full, so we'll bring it back. Again, that execution not quite there for Woods on that occasion, but seems to be the tactic of both teams so far, Pat, in this game to really try and plug the corners and find that open space.
Credit to both defenses. I think St. Joe's shape and their team defense is really doing it, and Virginia Tech physically in the actual point of contact and in the ruck is doing it. And both offenses are having to work to find some space.
Virginia Tech go for the short option at the line out, and they've found it in here through Anduaga. Patrick Slachev trying to steal the ball again are the Hawks, being a nuisance at breakdown time. It's back in here for the Hokies as Anduaga goes into play scrum half and finds his number 12, Tommy O'Connell. Bit of space here if they can move it to Brandon Ing on the outside, and finds his number 7, Tom DeRosa. Hamburger off to Anduaga. Flat pass to Connor Homan. Or Max Fisher, rather. Backdoor play. Here's Ing again. We know how slippery this man is on his feet. It's 1-2. Threatening now are the Hokies. Homan. Tyler Paul. Maguire, rather. Frank Maguire on for another carry. He's had a few today. Anduaga. Short pop pass off to Caspian Bailey. Here's Danisi, Hunter Danisi. Almost punching through the tackle and making some good meters, but they're back on attack here through Tyler Poole. Closing in on the Hawks' 22-meter line. You can see on screen. Here's number 23, Austin Chapin. And it's been stripped in contact, so St. Joe's, again, their defense really forcing these mistakes, and Griffin takes it into contact again. Here's Lance Forber. Woods. Backdoor play in the midfield. O'Connell just needed to get the last pass away, but couldn't quite. And they've found themselves into touch. So, as you touched on earlier, Pat, defense really standing up strong for both of these so far.
Absolutely. On that one, the Hokies gambled a little bit. They had an outside back kind of blitz up outside of the line, and he was able to create enough pressure that it caused a turnover. And for Virginia Tech, defense is their best offense so far. So now you weren't able to do it with ball in hand. You forced a turnover. Now you got a set piece play, great attacking platform. Let's see what the Hokies can do with it.
And the Hokies take it in through Jacob Moss. Out to Anduaga. whips it wide to Caspian Bailey. Again, the midfield really etching meters for Virginia Tech. Here's Hamburger and Duaga. Goes himself. Here he is. Showing his players how it's done. And just gives away the penalty, but Fernando Anduaga almost getting Virginia Tech on the board in this game.
These Hokies are having to work pretty hard. I mean, you look at the style in which both of these guys play. St. Joe's, the benefit of playing defense the way they do, kind of a team, having 2 or 3 men on every tackle, conserves your energy. Virginia Tech, counter-rucking, having to steal the ball in the breakdown, having to make a bunch of one-up positive grade tackles. That's kind of exhausting. And to play as physically as they have and to be a half hour in and have this many opportunities and be coming away with 0 points, the longer that happens, the better for St. Joe's and the worse for Virginia Tech.
The Hokies have come back and stolen it themselves through Hunter Danesi. Not long to go until halftime. These are the critical moments of the game as Austin Chapin, the man in his junior year at Virginia Tech, and Duaga finds Caspian Bailey. Couple of lovely touches so far in this game for Caspian Bailey. Looking a nightmare on his feet for the Hawks. Here's Anduaga. We saw that lovely break before and he pops it off to space. Here's Jacob Moss. Still going Moss. Hamburger. Wide pass out to Matt Moschella. Getting really close to this Hawks try line now. On screen are the Hokies. Punching on as McGuire. Driving in contact. Hamburger. Finds Carter Shrevellin. You can see there on screen how close this try line is for the Hokies now. Just needing to keep it in close as they do. Chapin. The Hawks doing a good job so far of meeting them up strongly. Here's Anduaga. The man, silky feet, inside ball to Will Ritchie. Hamburger finds McGuire. Just trying to slow it down here. A little bit as Hamburger, but he feeds Jack Murphy running on. The dynamic number 7. The Hokies really getting into dangerous territory here again through Chapin. Messy ball, and the Hawks might have turned this over, but I think the Hokies have just done enough to maintain possession. Austin Chapin. Again looking for another carry, but Cardoni gets his hands on it this time. McGuire. Hamburger finds Murphy, or Carter Shrevellin rather, going very close to the line. Are the Hokies. See there on screen the white chalk crying out here for Jack Murphy. Going close are the Hokies. Chapin. Austin Chapin. Penalty advantage here for Virginia Tech, and it's messy ball. But they'll get the penalty anyway. Defense holding up pretty well for the Hawks there, Pat, but again, this onslaught is far from over.
I'm impressed by the patience of both of these teams. Virginia Tech to not really get white line fever through about 20-odd phases, and for St. Joe's to get up and continuously play on defense and to not panic as well. To go that many phases this close to the goal line means both these teams are pretty dialed in.
Oh, here we go. Virginia Tech straight back on. Hamburger busting through other Hokies, and they look to have scored. And they have indeed. It is that man, Jack Murphy. And isn't he pumped about it? Patience pays off for the Hokies.
Defending national champions back on the board. We're going to roll that right back, and you're going to get to see Jack Murphy's try right again. I get the feeling the Hokies are at their most comfort when they're close to the goal line. Few decisions to make, one pass, and see how many guys you can run through, and that's exactly what we had here. The Hokies going phase after phase. Hamburger, one out pass to Murphy, 2 men on the tackle, but he's able to dot the ball down before the third guy comes in and covers it up to get the Hokies on the board.
Well, that is a critical score heading into halftime. Virginia Tech take the lead, 5-3 with a kick to come. And it looks like number 8, Hunter Danisi, will take up kicking duties today for the Hokies. Both teams have got their 7 and 8 doing the duties from the tee today. Pretty well. 7-3. Virginia Tech on the eve of halftime. Semi-final action, D1AA, the road to Houston.
Danisi, the club president, will schedule the matches. He'll wash the jerseys. He'll handle the meetings, and he'll handle the conversions as well.
A real jack of all trades. And he
maybe a future free jack of all trades?
certainly could be. He certainly could be. As the Hokies look to wind down the clock. No doubt both of these teams will need a breather at the 40-minute mark as Anduaga, hot on his feet again, finds Lance Forbois. Hamburger doing well to control possession so far. Feeds it into the midfield of Tommy O'Connell. Caspian Bailey, rather, sorry. It's back in turn here for Frank Maguire. Hamburger. It's in the hands now of number 17, Raul Lopez. Hamburger finds Maguire again. A mountain of carries so far in this opening 40 minutes. Anduaga, flat pass, but it's knocked on and will come back for the penalty advantage anyway. Virginia Tech really dominating the last 10 or 15 minutes in this game so far in the first half. And they'll get one more opportunity to try and extend their lead in this first half. As you can see, time winding down as Hunter Danisi finds touch again.
It's a great touch finder there for Danisi. I was talking a few minutes ago about Virginia Tech, how much energy they were expending without getting a reward and how that could take a toll. Well, you can see the flip side of that coin. They got their reward, and it seems to have fed them even more energy. The Hokies got a lot of momentum here inside the 22.
And Evan Goes feeds it into the line out, and it's tapped back. Here's Frank Maguire again, cleaning up the scraps at the back of the line out. Hamburger gets it off to the try scorer, Jack Murphy. Slow ball here for the Hokies, and the Hawks look to have turned it over, and they do indeed. Just what they needed on the stroke of halftime as the Hokies come knocking on the door once more, and the Hawks fine touch around about 10 metres past from where the penalty was set. So pretty critical penalty there for the Hawks, Pat.
Yeah, it was a good turnover from Lance Forbaugh, the man throwing it in there. He'd actually committed the penalty that gave Virginia Tech that line out, so it was a good make-up play for him.
Stein finds his flat runner in the form of Tommy O'Connell and Just caught high on contact there was O'Connell, so the Hawks get another penalty. And going for touch again. Quite happily are St Joe's, and that one's a lot better as you hear the halftime siren sound in the background. Into referee's time now. So the referee just having a word about the spacing and the line out. And St Joe's one last opportunity to attack in the first half. It's Clayton plays hooker this time, and it's been stolen by the Hokies. Hamburger says that'll do, but it's a messy old kick, and the Hawks almost get up the scrap site. There was a bit of heart and mouth stuff there to end the first half, Pat.
What an arm wrestle we got here. St. Joe's, Virginia Tech, a 4-point game. Last year's national champion, last year's semifinalist. You'd expect nothing else. I can't wait for the second half.
Well, you can see on screen the road to Houston. It's well and truly alive, and we have a tight one here in our opening match on Next Level Rugby. Your NCR D1AA and D1 semi-finals. Virginia Tech take the lead 7 points to 3. We'll be back with you very soon for the second half.
Play with our hearts. We don't play with sticks, bats, or gloves. We don't wear shoulder pads or helmets. We keep playing when it hurts. And we leave everything on the field. What we wear must be built for our game.
Everything's great, Mark. Thank you so much. Very good. They throw up like a granola bar or something from time to time. Oh, it's kidding. Okay. Alright, Mark, don't worry, I'll come down later.
In our game, we play with our hearts. We don't play with sticks, bats, or gloves. We don't wear shoulder pads or helmets. We keep playing when it hurts.
Welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen, to the second half action. Virginia Tech up against the St. Joe's Hawks. Your NCR D1AA semi-finals. The road to Houston. And we saw a very tense and tight first half. Virginia Tech, the Hokies, taking the lead into the break, 7 points to 3. Pat Clifton alongside me in the commentary box today. What do you think was being said in those two camps at halftime, Pat?
If I'm both coaches, I'm saying we've got to calm down on these unforced errors, probably just settle down a little bit, especially in defense, especially in the breakdown. Both of these teams have really kind of stubbed their own toes. They've had several trips into the attacking end, and they just want to clean that up, give themselves a better chance here in the second half.
And we are straight back into it here in Reading as the Hawks on the counter early on in the second half. St. Joe's from right to left on your screen. Met strongly in contact. Here's Woods. Puts it to boot again. It's collected at the back there by Brandon Ng. Finds Will Ritchie. One of the players in the first half for me that really stood out for the Hokies. Here's Hamburger. Bit of space down wide. Here's Ng again. Goes. Off to McGuire, but it's just lost forward. So the Hawks regain possession. Stein. Double knock on, so we'll come back for the first offence by the Hokies, and the Hawks will pack down for a scrum on halfway.
A couple of those unforced errors we were talking about coming out of halftime that we saw in the first half. A lot to play for here. A trip to the national championship game. For the Hokies, it could be 2 in a row. For St. Joe's, it could be improving on a semifinal exit from last year.
We see some great visuals of the scrum there. Stein gets it in. Off to Will Woods. Flat pass off to Tommy O'Connell. Pumps and goes as O'Connell through the gap. Still going O'Connell. Stein. Quick ball. Dummy and snipe. Etching meters forward. Here are the Hawks. Hot on attack. Home. And it's just been lost forward. The Hawks. It was a lovely break there made by Tommy O'Connell through the midfield, really setting up a platform. But again, as Pat touched on before, just those unforced errors.
These guys are having such a similar afternoon, separated by just 4 points, but their seasons couldn't have been more different. Virginia Tech playing in the Rugby East, by far the toughest college rugby conference, Division I. And now in the Division I AA playoffs, went 0-7 in conference play, but they play everyone in their conference is a division higher. Whereas the Hawks went 8-0-1, didn't lose a game all year.
And here's Will Ritchie for the Hokies. Dancing down the touchline. As you can see, both teams really trying to move it to the edge. Hamburger gets it off to Anduaga. Short pass back off to Tyler Poole, the prop. And finds his flank in the form of Maguire. Anduaga to Caspian Bailey, the freshman, carrying strongly. And we'll come back for the no advantage. Just lost forward in contact, and it looks like we've got a player down injured as well, so we'll have time off and both teams will regroup. Hopefully everything's okay. They're on the field for that man.
Looks like it might be Homan. St. Joe's prop. Captain. Be a big loss for them if indeed he can't keep playing. St. Joe's champions of the Mid-Atlantic Rugby Conference. The mark. Like I said, the lone blemish was a tie against Westchester, the team that knocked them out of the semifinals this stage last year. Looks like Homan's back on his feet. That's a good sign. Doesn't look like he's going to stay on the pitch, though. He's walking straight towards the sideline with a little bit of assistance. That's definitely a huge loss for St. Joe's. Literally, as he's the biggest player on the field and in leadership and skill.
Certainly walking a little bit ginger there as Connor Homan. Hopefully everything is okay and we can see him take further part in this game, and we'll endeavour to do our best to keep you posted. Hunter Dunesi with the ball in hand for Virginia Tech, going for touch. Tap and go rather. They've fooled me and he's almost tripped over his players, but Anduaga's got the ball, and away we go through Brendan. Wide pass out to Richie, and it was just sloppy, and the Hawks back in here through Fanash, but
it's a gift for the Hawks there. Virginia Tech trying to get cute. The little student body left and then go behind them and go right. Everybody assuming you're going to kick and then deciding to tap and go and play the ball out the back. Knock the ball on, and now the Hawks have really good attacking platform here. Midfield.
Well, it certainly fooled me in the commentary box, and Stein back with the ball now, off to Woods. Backdoor play through Fanash. A number of nice carries for that man today. St. Joe's, Griffin, the big lock. Puts his head down and drives hard. The ball back for Stein. Woods again finds some open space, and that is a lovely kick there by Will Woods, and it's messy. St. Joe's almost clean up the messy ball and go through untouched. Did Quinn Fanash.
Ing just trying to make something happen. Hokies, that's 2 times they've gifted the ball straight over there to the Hawks and given them a great opportunity. We just saw a scrum on the left side midfield. They apply some pressure, and the Hokies fold under it, give the ball right back to them, and now they've got a line out about 10 meters from pay dirt. This has been the Hawks' best look at a try all day.
Well, would love to get a heart rate monitor and some of the Virginia Tech coaching staff, and as you touched on, one of them is Fernando Anduaga, and he's playing on the field, so I can imagine he'll be saying some stern words to his players right now.
If they can manage to get a turnover, he's exactly who they're going to try to find and get the ball to for an exit kick. Anduaga's had some great bombs so far today with the boot. Could really use another one here if the Hokies could turn the ball over.
Here you go, the Hawks. The line out, not straight. Good call there by the referee, just catching the outside shoulder of Will Griffin. So the Hokies will regain possession. And just what they needed after that messy backfield play.
It's like a white elephant Christmas party, and the ball is the worst gift. They just keep giving it back to each other. Nobody wants it.
Exactly right. It looks like we've had a change at scrum half for the Hokies. Try and get a name for you there, a replacement for Virginia Tech, but it's fed into the scrum nevertheless, and that's a huge statement from St. Joe's with the try line in sight.
Especially massive with Homan. I think that was their first or second pack down with Homan on the sideline.
Definitely a statement made, and they're hot on attack here. Here's Woods off to Griffin. Backdoor play for the try line. And he is very happy about it. Virginia Tech against the run of play. Number 11 for Virginia Tech, Will Ritchie. He's been everywhere so far.
11.
He looks exhausted, and you're about to see why, because he ran about 95 meters after he is able to scoop this one off, picks it, sees it coming from a mile away, and once he was off, going the opposite direction of the Hawks, there was absolutely no catching him. Will Ritchie with those long legs, striding him out, slide.
Well, he's certainly featured a number of times today for Virginia Tech, has Will Ritchie, and very deserving of a try there. Virginia Tech under all sorts of pressure from St. Joe's. Extend the lead, and it'll be Tom DeRosa to restart play here for the Hawks. And again, looking to find some open field down through the midfield of Virginia Tech, and they do just that. But dancing around defenders was Matt Kelly. Here goes Jackson Clayton. Counter coming in from Virginia Tech, and they've stolen it cleanly. Here's Frank Maguire. Beating 1, 2, dummy pump. Offload away almost to Ritchie, but just into touch. What a counter ruck there, Pat Clifton.
They have been dominating those counter rucks. They've been dominating the poaches. Hadn't seen it since the first half, but they pulled it back there. That was a great ruck from them.
The Hawks successfully retain the line out, and they get the penalty as well. Not rolling away is the call. The Hokies giving away the ill-discipline at the breakdown, and DeRosa looks to find touch for the Hawks and doesn't quite do that, but almost rushing onto it. It was the chase line, and they'll play quickly. Here's Anduaga off to Maguire. Messy ball, and the Hawks have come through again through Fanash. A bit of space here for Quinn Fanash, and it just gets lost forward.
This ball is bouncing all over the park lately. This game's lost a little bit of composure since that intercept try. Both teams struggling to find some shape here. The Hawks really need to take this advantage this possession, attacking in their end. It's been a while since they've had something to cheer for.
The scrum pack down here for the Hawks. Kyle Stein. Feeds it into the scrum. It's here for Will Woods. Short pass to Kelly, and it's been spilt forward, so the Hokies retain possession. Here's Ing. He's playing scrum half now, off to Anduaga. Flat pass out to Mashella, and he's lost it forward now. Rather, it was number 13, who we do not have a name for today for Virginia Tech, so it'll be the lucky number 13.
I like the move of Ing to scrum half for Virginia Tech. I'd like to see him pick the ball and use those quick feet around the ruck a little bit. He's an exciting little live wire of a player. But another great opportunity here for the Hawks. They've got to take advantage of one of these sooner or later. They're going to get back in this game and be within a puncher's chance of being able to punch their ticket to Houston in the national championship game.
Most definitely so, as Stein gets it into the scrum again and feeds it off to Woods. Back wraparound play for Woods again, and there's a bit of space if they can move it. And they'll get the penalty as well. Deliberate knockdown was the call, and rightfully so. He didn't cleanly collect the pass, so the Hawks will pack down for another scrum. And as Pat said, critical that the Hawks make the most of this position. You can see the time on screen has stopped, but we're certainly into about half an hour to play in this fixture.
This will be 3 scrums in about 3 minutes here on this side of the half. Hawks struggle to make much purchase or threaten Virginia Tech much at all off of the first 2.
Stein gets it off to Woods, takes the line on himself and feeds it off to Brendan Heffernan. The man out of Drexel Hill, Pennsylvania. Messy pass off to Griffin, but the big lock does a great job of collecting the low one. Woods opts to put it to boot, and again it's a nothing sort of a kick, but it's worked off through backdoor play. I'm not sure who we've got there at fullback now for Virginia Tech. I think it's that man in 13 again. Carter Sravelin. And Duaga again goes for the up and under, and Kyle Stein's there to collect it for the Hawks. Spots a bit of space to Stein and almost goes through, but the referee spotted an obstructional play, so the Hokies get the penalty this time.
Huge break for Virginia Tech. Anduaga is going to have an opportunity without any pressure, without anybody trying to rip his head off, to clear their lines a little bit, give them some breathing room. Those obstruction penalties are always a tough one to swallow for the teammates and the coaches and the guys on the sideline. Unforced error. Looks like it's going to be the captain, actually, the president, Denisi. He's going to take that big cannon out and see how far he can get him down the field.
Well, again, you can add touch finders to your resume. Certainly is racking up a list of skills. Today is Hunter Denisi, the man out of Davidsonville.
St. Joe's had the opportunity to pick a line out a couple of penalties ago, and they went with the scrum. You see Virginia Tech go with the conventional play, failing to bring it in themselves.
And the Hawks forced the error at line-out time. It was a little bit of a wonky old throw, and they couldn't quite collect it cleanly. So another opportunity here for St. Joseph's. Under 30 minutes to play in this Division 1 AA semi-final. Houston at stake next weekend. Stein gets it off to Woods. Here's O'Connell in the midfield, breaking one tackle before setting it again for Griffin. Some space here for Woods if he can get it off to Finach down the outside. Here come the Hawks. And taken into touch nicely, but really threatening down that outside. St. Joe's when they can get it there.
It's a great break there by Finach. Emmett Boyle, number 17 there for St. Joe's, the replacement prop. Been impressed by him. He's holding up well in that scrum. That's where that attack started. The Hawks able to retain their ball. If Connor Holman was on the field right now, the injured captain for St. Joe's, I think he'd be saying, this is an opportunity, guys. Let's just shape up, play some good defense, be patient. But instead, they do the opposite and commit the aggressive penalty right away, and it's going to allow the Hokies to pick up probably 20, 30 meters at least here.
Well, a pretty clear-cut decision there for the referee. That man taken about 5 seconds too early in the air, which of course is dangerous play, and that man, Dasani, finds touch. Just past the 10-metre mark. And Gavin Lockwood, the sophomore out of Mount Olive, New Jersey, will feed the ball into the line out for the Hokies. Ritchie in playing lock now. What can't this man do? Off to Anduaga. Finds Maguire bursting through one. Still going into contact is Frank Maguire. Ing. Anduaga. Flat play for Dunisi. A bit of space here for Virginia Tech if they can work it to the left. Here's Brandon Ing. Again off to Maguire. Try to find the wide cut-up pass. It's in the hands of the try scorer, Will Ritchie, with the lovely intercept we saw just a short while ago and knocked on into contact. The Hawks forcing another error.
Well, mate, you can hear the other factor at play here as the rain is picked up here in Reading. Pelting off the cameras and microphones. It is pouring. That's why I think Virginia Tech's playing a little bit deliberate on these rucks. Both of these teams wanting to take a little extra care of that ball and try and prevent some of these errors, but the slippery pill, it is hard to hold on to it, so you're going to have some knock-ons. In these final 25 minutes, it's probably the team that manages to make the fewest errors is going to give themselves the best chance here.
Most definitely so, and you can see clock winding down into the last quarter of this game almost. And potentially a little bit of sun shining through now. Just as you say that, you could have cued the weather gods there, Pat. Here goes St. Joe's. Wide pass out to DeRosa. We'll come back for the penalty advantage.
Huge opportunity here for St. Joe's.
They find the line out through DeRosa into the 22 here. St. Joe's looking to really make a statement, and they get the penalty advantage.
Huge penalty breaks here for the St. Joe's Hawks. They're going to be able to pump this one a little bit closer. Still probably not quite as close to the try line as they'd like, but the Hawks will move 5-6 meters at a time as long as the Hokies will let them.
Jackson Clayton feeds the ball into the line out. It's taken down by Patrick Slachev. Penalty advantage here for the Hawks. Can they make this pay? Stein off to Woods. Flat pass off to Kelly, but it's been knocked forward and back again for Woods. So Brandon Heffernan with the ball in hand now. Referee wants to have a chat to one of the Virginia Tech players, and it definitely looks to be a stern talking to as well. We could maybe see the referee go to the pocket for the first time in this game, and he has indeed. Yellow card is the call, so number 7, Jack Murphy, the try scorer for the Hokies, has to leave the field. It's a try. Wowee. I'm going to have a good look at the replay. I'm not quite sure what for.
I'm right there with you. Not entirely sure how that happened, but it was a huge decision. Massive break for the Hawks. 7 points on the board, and all of a sudden we've got us barn burner here in the semifinals.
Well, we well and truly do, of course. As you said, that's an automatic 7 points and 14 points to 10, a yellow card and a penalty try with 20 minutes to go. This game has had a spark. Virginia Tech get us back underway. Collected nicely there by Aidan McMullen. And a penalty to the Hokies. Straight off their feet was Will Griffin for the Joes. So Virginia Tech opt for the 3 points immediately to try and extend that lead back out to 7 points. But what a turn of events we've seen in the last couple of minutes here, Pat.
Absolutely. I'm still confused, as I'm sure some Hokies fans at home are. In order to give a penalty try, the SIR has to be certain that a score was imminent without the foul play being committed. I think we had an intentional knock-on is what he went with. We'll get the replay dialed up, but must have been a clear and easy try for the Hawks if it weren't for that foul play. But a big opportunity here for the Hokies to get a full score lead back.
And Hunter Danesi strikes it well, and the radar is accurate enough to send it through the left uprights. 17 points to 10. Virginia Tech extend that buffer again back to 7 points, but Pat Clifton, let's have a look at that penalty try.
This is it right here. We're looking for an intentional knock-on. It looks like that one just came off the shoulder of a St. Joe's Hawk. I think it might have just been a missed call by the referee. It's unfortunate because Virginia Tech's going to be down a man with Jack Murphy in the bin. I think this one just cleanly came off of the ball carrier's shoulder.
I think it was potentially in the play before that. At the line out, we might have seen it, so we'll endeavour to try and get you that footage. But it certainly didn't look to be a deliberate act of foul play in that one, but nevertheless, Virginia Tech hot back onto attack here through Brandon Ng. Finds Frank McGuire. A mountain of carries today for that man. Here goes Cardoni, and a penalty to Virginia Tech. High tackle. A little bit of ill discipline in the past couple of minutes for the Hawks, really letting them down.
Well, since they gave up that try and went down to 14 men, the Hokies have actually done pretty well against the Hawks, who have a full 15, getting the 3 points on the board a minute ago. And now it looks like they're going to bring the tee out again. This is a great outcome here for the Hokies. First off, because it's taking time off the clock. The Surge just stopped it, but every time you get to tee it up and go for points, you're taking minutes and seconds off the clock. And when you are down a man, that is a gift you're going to unwrap very deliberately and very excitedly.
Well, Frank Danisi obviously favours himself with the boot, but it doesn't look like they're going to go for the points. So he will instead opt for touch and venture down into that Hawks 22, and he does not a great job of it on this occasion. So the Hawks straight back on to attack here, looking to exit. But it's been stolen by the Hokies. A little bit of to and fro action, and it's in the hands here of Raul Lopez, the sophomore out of West Grove, Pennsylvania. Anduaga. Short pass off to the midfield of Caspian. Bailey breaks through, beats one. In, quick ball. Off to Frank Maguire. Here's Jacob Moss. In. Off to Anduaga. Low pass. Spots some space himself, and he dances through one. Two. The player coach. Here's Zach Harding.
All right, well, I just played with the SDI.
Strong carry from that man. Here's Jack Lowish. Virginia Tech really threatening the Hokies' defensive line here. Again, bursting in. Anduaga. Left side play. Out to Church. Here's Lopez. Tucks it in tight. Off to Danisi. The jack of all trades. Backdoor play is Maguire. Again in the midfield, and it's been stolen by the Hawks. Here's Will Griffin on the attack, the big lock. Look at him go. Throws the dummy pump. Looking like an outside centre right there. Here's Patrick Slutchev. And penalty to the Hawks. And they tap and go quickly. Here's Will Woods looking to play with some real pace. Spots some space back in the 22 and chips himself. And Duaga's back to clean it up for Virginia Tech, and Woods puts in the strong contact. Looking to come in and disrupt it. Other Hawks. And you can hear the noise on the sideline. That one means a lot to them. And it means a lot to the context of this game as well, Pat Clifton.
Interesting decision here. You had trouble generating any meters on offense. You're only about 20 meters out. Do you kick for points? Do you kick for the corner? They're going to go for the corner. The Hawks know they need a try. They know that this is a precious opportunity, that they may not come back very easily or very quickly, and they're going to go for it. I think that's the right call here for St. Joe's.
Well, this is where the penalty try eventuated from last time. And it was from this exact setup. Setting up for the maul, and this time truck and trailer was the call. It just wasn't set up correctly, and they had men in front of the ball carrier. So hopefully we can still bring you footage of that penalty try to have a look at what happened. But the Hawks on that occasion.
Strategy there.
Which bandwidth, though? I mean,
yeah, both of these teams have struggled to win their own line out and really build a strong platform off of it. The Hawks, I think, deliberately went very quickly there, and it stung them just a bit. Maybe a little too quick.
Oh, Brandon Ng will feed the ball into the scrum for Virginia Tech. Strong shunt there by the Hawks, and will pack down for another reset. Entering into almost the final 10 minutes of this fixture. At the moment, it's the Hokies who have their name on that plane ticket to Houston, but St. Joe's University will be making sure they do everything in their power to stop that. Here goes Ng. Gets the ball out the back here in the midfield. Busting onto it strongly again was Caspian Bailey. And Duaga. Doesn't find much space, and here's Kyle Stein, the halfback. Looking to keep it nice and tight here are the Hawks, taken in by Matt Kelly, the man wearing number 14. Woods. Backdoor play after Quinn Fanash. Woods. Cut out pass off to Fanash. Quinn Fanash. Space for the man in 11. Almost gets it over the line, but it's been stolen by Ng, and Virginia Tech on the counter-attack through Maguire, but wowee.
Great step there from Fanash. I wonder if he burned himself. You see him waving to the sideline maybe for a sub. Great run from Fanash. He's got a shoulder. It looks like it's limp. Hanging. I think he's hurt. His right shoulder was hurt in that nice run. It ended just a couple of inches short of what could have been a game-tying try. Looks like he's working it out. He had the trainer. He shook it off. Now he's swinging that arm. I don't know if he popped it back into place, but I think that's what it would look like.
Yeah, well, it certainly looked to be not responsive at all, and all of a sudden it just burst back to life to his shoulder. So some sort of magical treatment, I'm sure. And here come the Hawks, setting for the maul, and it's constructed very well. At the base here for St. Joe's University, knocking on the door of Virginia Tech. You can see on screen how close they are to the VT line. Stein gets it off to Woods, goes himself. Will Woods going close. And he's St. Joe's University, and Will Woods back in this one. 17-15 with a kick to come. What 10 minutes we've got left, Pat.
I'm so impressed here by Will Woods. The fly half decides he's just going to take on as many Hokies as it takes to get across that line, and he finds just a tiny patch of grass to touch that ball down. And we got ourselves a tie ball game if this conversion goes through as we expect it to.
You can see the replay.
Of at least 2 or 3 Hokies in his wake.
And here's the kick from Tom DeRosa, and he nailed it, did he? I'm not quite sure if the flags were raised there.
Yes.
17-all, the kick was successful, so
Yeah.
17-15 rather. Virginia Tech still in the lead, so the kick was not successful. 8 minutes to go. Up by 2 are the Hokies. It's in the hands now of Emmett Boyle playing scrum half, who finds Aiden Stein. Back to Woods, the try scorer for the Hawks. Looking for the counter here through Marcella. Anduaga. Short pass off to Cardoni. You can hear the audio. 6 minutes to go, and this one is Jack Loesch is caught high, so penalty advantage for Virginia Tech. Anduaga. Brandon Ing playing scrum half. Lovely snipe, and probably should have just kept it into contact himself, but he no doubt knew he had the penalty advantage, so you think you'd know what Virginia Tech are going to opt for here, Pat?
Well, they've definitely taken a couple of shots at goal earlier.
Long shot, but if I'm turning the camera,
you got to wonder if Danessa wants it. It looks like they're queuing it up like they're going to run it. This thing's a great kicking opportunity.
Let's wait till the end of the game.
They can put it out more than a penalty if they chose to put it through the uprights. Now they're talking about it. Looks like they've got the right decision. That was, I saw Ing shaping up as though they were going to run it. And if they can just put 3 points on the board here, it's going to take a try from St. Joe's, which I know they've gotten 2 in the last couple of minutes, but one of them was a penalty try, and the other one came on the back of an awful lot of fortune from the whistle, giving them a lot of purchase and a lot of yardage into the attacking end. So I think this is the right call for the Hokies. They get 3 points on the board here, probably kick it deep and make the Hawks go the distance and punch it in, which they've had trouble doing all afternoon. But of course, if he misses it, it'll be a live ball, and the Hawks will be right back at it, trying to score and win this one with a walk-off.
And he strikes the ball pretty well, but just not accurate enough as it drifts to the right. So the score retains 17 points to 15. Just over 5 minutes to play in this men's Division 1 AA semi-final. And Tom DeRosa will have the ball for the 22-metre restart, the Hawks. And he sends it deep pass, and the care of Virginia Tech through Zach Harding. Almost frees the pass away. That would have put the game to bed for the Hokies, but Zach Harding.
These Hokies want it bad. You saw Hunter Danesi miss that last penalty kick. And then as he was queuing up for the 22-meter dropout, hitting himself on the top of the head, you could tell defending this national championship means an awful lot to this team.
We've got some time off here for some potential substitutions. You can see the players all looking pretty confused. And time back on. Kyle Stein with the ball for the St. Joseph's University Hawks. Time certainly running out, and they need to find themselves at the other end of the field to put some points on the board. Strong scrum here by the Hokies. Stein off to Woods in the midfield for Tommy O'Connell. Breaks one, but just gets wrangled to ground. Woods. Look at this Virginia Tech defense just suffocating the Hawks at the moment. Here's Griffin. And it's been knocked on by the Hokies. Obviously, when the offload was trying to happen, a little bit of a hand in there by Virginia Tech. So, again, that defense really telling for Virginia there, Pat.
Yeah, absolutely. This Virginia Tech defense coming up big. 90, 80 meters, that's a long way to go if you're the St. Joe's Hawks. They had to try to run it out of their own end. They've got a split scrum here, which means whichever way they go, they should have a man advantage. Going to reset that fell down right away. The Hawks don't really have much of a choice here. They don't have any time to kick this. They're going to have to run this thing.
You can see on screen, 2.5 minutes to play. Stein gets it into the scrum, and again, this time it's a little bit better by the Hawks. Woods goes for the kick, and it's found. Touch only just. So, not quite sure if that was the right option there, Pat, but again, it does get them a little bit more territory, but they need to force the mistake here at the line out, do the Hawks.
Yeah, they really need to turn it over here at this line out. They don't want to get the ball into the hands of those hard-charging Hokie forwards and let them just milk this clock down. Throw everything you got here. Pressure this ball.
Well, here you can see the hooker for Virginia Tech looks to have a whole roll of tape on his forehead. A big day for him, and it's been stolen by the Hawks just as they needed. Stein gets it off to the man wearing 17, Emmett Boyle. Woods off to O'Connell, almost beats one, but frees the pass for Aiden Stein. You hear the buzzer in the background. We're almost certainly into referee's time. Stein back for Woods. A bit of confusion, so he has to take the ball on himself. Here goes Larry Thiel. Stein. O'Connell. Just going sideways at the moment, the Hawks. They need someone to step up and make a play. Could it be this man, Griffin? Stein. Woods. Flat pass off to Larry Thiel.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Woods. What a pass, and it's called forward. And there's full time in your first Division 1 A semi-final. Virginia Tech coming out on top, 17 points to 15. They are off to Houston. It was a tight, tense encounter, and it came down to the wire, but Virginia Tech just doing enough to sneak home in the end. Pat Clifton, your final thoughts on this one?
Man, what a barn burner. Fantastic rugby game. St. Joe's getting a couple of late scores to really put the pressure, but the defending champions showed why they're the defending champions. The fortitude forged through a long, tough season in the Rugby East. The Hokies got one more to put another trophy on the shelf next week in Houston.
Well, it's exciting times ahead for Virginia Tech, and they are going to meet either Binghamton or Louisville next weekend. So that is all we have time for today on Next Level Rugby NCR coverage of the Division 1A semi-finals. We will be back in just a moment as St. Bonaventure take on Brown for the D1 semi-final, the road to Houston.
And we leave everything on the field. What we wear must be built for our game.
Since 1979, we've been searching for perfection. We've been thinking, sketching, and designing. We've been building, assembling, and strengthening. We've been cutting, shaping, and painting. We've created strength and beauty time and again. Our machines are made for one thing: the perfect hit. We are the crouch. We are the bind. We are the set. We are the squeeze. We are the hit. We are Rhino, home of the scrum.
In our game, we play with our hearts. We don't play with sticks, bats, or gloves.